What's up, your boy Vaughn of the Reaction. In today's video, we have the problem with Wrestlemania 42 Night 1 by Deontay DDJ. Yeah, Night 1 was terrible, my nigga. The only match I care about, gang, is Finley vs. Brock. I think that's the match everybody wants to see, and the match everybody cares about. I don't care about no other match on Wrestlemania.
During Wrestlemania, I had to be hit with long commercial breaks and this godforsaken sound. I would rather be back in 2K19 hearing this.
Blow my mind, blow my...
You know what? Never mind, I take it back.
Death to sports entertainment.
But other than that, what did I think about the Hulk Hogan document? Oh, I'm sorry, I mean Wrestlemania. Apparently. Yeah, listen, man, it was okay. Everyone saying this more so felt like a Saturday Night's main event is very spot on, to be honest. There were some very highs and some very low lows. I mean, first and foremost, Paige is back, so let's start off with something I actually love.
Gang, I'm not falling for this nostalgia beat, gang. Like, it's 2026, gang. I gotta stop getting impressed by this nostalgia beat and like, holy shit, dude. Holy fucking smokes.
My place, I called it an old friend.
She's back! Paige has returned!
Nikki Bella was in fact still injured and
like, this all they do, like, gang.
Is gonna be out for a while. So Paige joined Brie, and just as I predicted, they had the Mania moment of them winning the tag titles.
Twisted bliss! Paige got her knees up! Paige! Rampage! Paige and Brie with the tag titles!
I don't even give a fuck if some of you hate Paige. That girl has been through the wars. The fact that she's only in her early 30s and has done so much, like they might have enough material to make another movie about her life at this point. Her battle against abuse and addiction, the AEW chapter, the injuries, the retirement, and now back in WWE where it feels like everyone has lived a whole life since she was last around. And it is so nice to see that they are letting her wrestle again, considering everything she went through back in the day. And now she's gonna have this second half of her career where, much like AJ Lee, she can wrestle with the people that she inspired. She's gonna get to wrestle in the era that she helped create. But this was a wonderful emotional moment capped off by the title win. I also thought Alexa's buzzed Bray Wyatt tribute was a super nice touch. I see people also saying, we don't need divas around, blah blah blah. Look, I'm just straight up not having it. Like, however you look at it, Paige is one of the key women in the original women's evolution, and if you can't see that, you're a fucking idiot, period. Like, if you can't see that Paige versus Emma in NXT was almost the original 0-0 point of the breaking in of this entire evolution, then you're a moron. Get the fuck out of here. And I also see people arguing, well, it's a different era now, we don't need divas around, come on.
Why are divas winning at WrestleMania? We moved on from this.
The thing that
I just can't stand the niggas though that be like, when a nigga like critique this shit, I can't stand the niggas in the comments like on TikTok. Niggas be telling some, bro, y'all niggas always complaining about something, bro. Y'all niggas always complaining. Yeah, if you enjoy the show, gang, that's you. But everybody not gonna enjoy this shit, gang. Like, I was seeing niggas defending Night 1. If you enjoyed that shit, gang, kudos to you, gang. But don't be coming after everybody telling them some, bro, y'all niggas always complaining, bro. Y'all niggas just be hating.
I think people confuse so easily.
Everybody enjoy this shit, gang.
About the Divas era is that not all of it was fucking dog shit. The way they were being treated, yes, that was dog shit. They definitely should have got more time. And sure, some of the women that were wrestling in the Divas era certainly were never going to be built to be wrestlers. Some of them were just models and actresses and, you know, etc., etc., Eva Marie. But I really think people confuse the narrative in thinking, oh, well, the Divas era and the Divas Championship, we can't celebrate that because that was bad. We've moved on from that. Like, no, there are parts of the Divas era that do deserve to be celebrated, and I feel like people get confused about that. Like, there were women back then that could easily have competed with the women today. And so why should I, as a fan, through this women's evolution, like, shouldn't part of the evolution be also appreciating the women that got us here? And all the trials and tribulations that those women like Eve Torres had to go through with those short match times? I'd be able to sit here and be like, okay, part of this women's evolution is celebrating the other women that were in this tag match, for example, or Becky Lynch, but also So why can't I go ahead and celebrate someone like Paige, who was an original trailblazer in this movement, or the Bella Twins, who, yeah, they might not be the best in-ring talents of all time, but they sure as hell deserve their fucking credit and their flowers for moving us along to where we got to. Anyway, this rant might be for another day. Let's move on. Sorry. Now, the downside is that this didn't really feel like Mania, nor did the matches really get the respect they deserve. The women's tag title match went 8.5 minutes, AJ Becky went 8.5 minutes, and Liv versus Stephanie went like 6 or 7 minutes. These times are ridiculous for your biggest and longest show of the year. Like, you've got 2 nights now, there's no excuse for women's matches to be treated like it is 2010. And for Care Liv going 6 minutes when it had some of the best build is completely unacceptable, I'm sorry. And then on the men's side, a match.
What the fuck, gang? This WrestleMania, y'all doing 6-minute matches? Is we serious?
Like Randy Cody felt like a 2-hour match, weirdly. It low-key saw Cody turn heel midway through when he low-blowed Randy.
And Randy he was gonna go low, wasn't he? And Cody went low on his own.
But then he was a babyface again by the end. Now, I'm actually gonna not critique that too much because I understand the story there. They were going on about how Cody needed to low-key go into a different mentality instead of being so good guy
Look at this nigga Randy face
all the time. And yes, this is another warning to say I can't.
It just came out though that Randy was supposed to win, but they changed the shit a couple weeks before WrestleMania.
Really show the blood on YouTube, so
But Randy was originally supposed to win.
it's gonna be a little black and white for a second.
Who made him a damn official? Is this legal? No. And Cody had to kick.
Randy then turns on McAfee with an RKO, which leads to his demise.
McAfee! Crossroads! Cover!
The Crossroads so ass to me, gang. Like, nigga, you barely. Hold on.
Crossroads!
Gang, the finisher don't even look like it do damage. Like, that shit don't even look like it hurts. Like, it just, you just turning a nigga body around. Like, you literally just twisting a nigga.
Cody retains, and then after the match, Randy decides to say fuck it, and he attacks Cody and then finally brings back the punt kick.
No, Randy! Randy, don't! Randy, don't! No!
He really kicked that nigga in the face too, you could say.
Listen, man, the punt, fucking awesome. However, the booking of this match was just a mess, as is the entire feud, really. And I see people blaming Cody, but listen, I have my critiques of Cody Rhodes, and I also like the guy, but in this situation, it really isn't his fault, it's TKO's. Also, logically, I don't understand why Randy Orton, a legend, an experienced, nearly 30 years experience in this man, would decide to RKO Pat McAfee and turn on him right there and then, instead of beating Cody and then turning on Pat afterwards. And the thing is, they're still probably gonna go with Randy and Pat teaming up against Jelly Roll and Cody at Backlash. It just makes no fucking logical sense. It's like they had him RKO Pat as just a shocking Mania moment, but they're gonna go back on it anyway. And Pat also said if Randy lost, then we'd never see him again, and the way this company is just gonna go back on that is, lol. Like, zero chance he's just gonna go away. I mean, come on. And for some reason...
Yeah, I seen a post from a wrestling page. They said, well, he put on his IG story, he said he's done with wrestling. We gonna see.
Pat McAfee has like an unlimited swearing budget on these shows, so he's probably gonna come back and be like, you dumb fucking marks believed me, Lamau. Like, if I'm really zooming out, why should I as the viewer care about any of the stipulations or decisions you make on this show when none of them really matter anyway? It's almost like I'm watching a TV...
Like, WWE is just hilariously bad. Like, this shit's so bad, it's just funny. Like, this shit's hilariously bad.
Drama where things are gonna happen and then the next episode we do a quick veto and like, this character's not dead anymore, this decision, now we're just forgetting about it. This company lacks logical consistency, and I think, you know, like, if you're a casual WWE fan,
nothing makes sense,
and you tune in just for WrestleMania, it doesn't really matter to you. But it's insulting to those of us that actually watch the weekly shows and pay attention to the details that they're laying out, because then they're just gonna be like, we didn't even say that, you fucking idiot, gaslighting dumbass. I don't know, man, I think the more I watch WWE, the more I think I might actually be getting too old for this shit. And it's not even too old for pro wrestling, because
Yeah, I seen a tweet, nigga said, bro, I don't even know if I really like this WWE shit no more.
W still reminds me that I like this shit, but good god, WWE sucks the soul out of me sometimes.
Anyway, let's go ahead and see what's happening over on the post show.
My body doesn't move that way. Do it. I feel like I'm in a dry heat.
What the fuck?
All right. You know what? We're good.
You know what?
That's Corey Gray. What the fuck?
It's Liv Morgan. If she tells you to get on all fours and bark, then woof woof.
You know what?
I ain't doing that shit.
good.
Boy, watch out.
She tells you to get on all fours and bark, then woof woof, motherfucker.
Speaking of dogs barking, Braun Breaker is back.
What a match! A pedigree, a star. Braun Breaker! Braun Breaker with a spear! A spear!
He returned at the end of an absolute classic between Gunther and Rollins. He'd spear Rollins and then Gunther would make Seth go to sleep.
Seth Rollins may be out. I think he's out that cold. Rollins is out. Gunther wins.
After the match, Rollins would be speared from all the way down the ramp by Bray.
Gang, I seen the edit of that Gunther vs Seth Rollins match on TikTok. Niggas in the comment section telling us Gunther, the best wrestler in the world. Please put the fries in the bag. What's up with all this Gunther glaze, man? They be glazing the fuck out of that nigga on TikTok. Bro, he top 10 all time, bro. What? Please, fries. Please put the fries in my bag.
Breaker.
Breakneck speed down the ramp.
That spear sucked.
Rollins is defenseless.
Honestly, I really like the decision in hindsight to not rush that match for
Gang, look at that spear, my nigga. Like, what the?
Mania. Now we're gonna see the feud heading into the summer, and then you can have Breaker set his sights on the World Heavyweight Championship later in the year again. The Gunther-Seth match, though, easily match of the night. It was really, really good. I wasn't huge on the repetition of the Vision and their monotonous, repetitive promos last year by the end, but my god, Seth Rollins really is a marvel of a superstar, especially when it comes to WrestleMania. I saw discourse saying that Seth has only had like one good Mania match, by the way, and equally WWE on the other hand were referring to him as possibly the new Mr. WrestleMania. And look, it's not really up to me to say, because I need to go ahead and like rewatch all of Seth's WrestleMania matches to truly go ahead and define that. And I also think WWE nowadays is too tricky.
Pull Shields with Rollins, man. Yes, Seth Rollins, Seth Rollins has like the Anthony Davis of WWE. The nigga gonna get hurt again. Give it like a month.
Happy with just labeling things and like forcing it, kind of in the way that like Gunther is the career killer, but now you've trademarked the word and you're like, he's the career killer, he's the career killer, he's the career, like we get it, the subtext was there, we didn't need to stick another label on it, you know what I mean? The same way Shawn Michaels gradually became Mr. WrestleMania instead of them starting off like a year in and being like, he's Mr. WrestleMania. Like,
I seen they said Gunther and Roman Reigns feud might be in the works. This Gunther nigga so boring to me. I don't like this push. Like, this a government mandated push.
You know, like, you don't need to force it, alright? Just let it happen. Like on Friday Night SmackDown in that Cody and Punk segment, he was like, Punk, you might just be Mr. WrestleMania. Like, it's not supposed to be a label, it just happens, you know? Subtlety is important. But I do think we gotta give Seth his flowers at Mania because he's genuinely had a bunch of bangers looking back, and at a glance, you can't really deny that in my opinion. Then, let's talk about Liv versus Stephanie. Simply put, it just deserved far, far more time.
That's Roxanne Perez. Another moment. Stephanie didn't care. Raquel Rodriguez getting involved. The Oblivion. Cover by Liv. Stephanie kicks out.
For the champion and the wrestler and the in-ring brilliance that Stephanie possesses, she deserved far better here. Liv would win the Women's World title after a bunch of shenanigans involving Judgment Day.
Oh, look at the code breaker. Morgan now. Oblivion for a second time. Cover. Liv Morgan wins the championship.
And I will go ahead and say,
Them gooners love Liv Morgan.
Liv, congrats, etc., but, what the fuck was that entrance? Who the fuck is that?
Who the fuck is that? Why was I not informed ahead of time that you'd be hanging off some guy?
Sure, they got goon bait to get more viewers. I don't know.
Who is he?
Jokes aside, though, I'm mentally not okay. She did
Dang, look at this nigga. This nigga a punk. Like, what the fuck?
and to do her new theme song like the custom one she made, and look, not a huge fan of it. Maybe it'll grow on me. It's just, it's kind of mid, I'm sorry. Now let's get back to some positivity. One of my favorite women's wrestlers, actually favorite wrestlers period
Congratulations to
of all time, Bianca Belair came back.
It is wonderful to see Bianca Belair here tonight at WrestleMania.
This came after Cena announced the attendance record, which was only like 50,000. I don't know, maybe I'm a hater, okay, but 50,000 just feels like nothing for Mania. But Bianca would announce that.
yeah, why they always try to bring up attendance records like if you like game?
She is pregnant.
Now, you know you can't have WrestleMania without a few surprises.
Huge congrats to Bianca and Montez. I saw a
This
tweet
nigga John, bro.
that was like Naomi's kid versus Bianca's kid in 27 years, and it was the Austin Rock promo. Although factoring in with her healing injured finger, and now she's pregnant, we're not seeing our queen back for at least another 18 months. But hey, bringing a child into the world and focusing on your health and recovery is obviously far bigger than professional wrestling. So I wish them both the best. You will be certainly missed, Bianca Belair. Speaking of returns, Ted DiBiase Jr. was fresh off busting his case. He was in the crowd. Shit's crazy when you really deep it, but fairs, bro. I respect it, okay? I like that lower wanted level.
Dang, this nigga like a school threat. Like, this nigga like he ready to shoot something up. Like, where this nigga, bro?
Cheat too. He also had a far larger case to be in that main event than Pat, but you know. Then let's talk about AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch. AJ would lose the title to Becky at the end of this one.
So now pulling the official, sending AJ Lee a man slam. No idea what happened. And Becky Lynch is a 3-time.
Then, in a post-match interview, she'd hint that this might be it, or at least for a while. Respectfully, AJ, nuh-uh. I did not just witness Paige come back just for you to leave again. You're both sticking around, you can have a little break for now, but we're running back one of my favorite feuds ever, respectfully, when you get back. But the match itself was okay. I just felt like the ending is something we'd kinda seen before. And there definitely is some fatigue around Becky being IC champion for me. And you know I'm being real about that because she is my favorite women's wrestler ever, but even I'm kind of starting to get a little bit like, okay, like who else we got? So I'm hoping this reign isn't too long, and I hope they use it to get the title on someone else to move the title into a new chapter. Part of me kind of gets the vibe that either an NXT call-up is going to shockingly win it on Monday Night Raw, or they're going to do a multi-woman match at Backlash and Natty could win the title. Because WWE has definitely kind of dropped the ball on the Natty Neidhart push and like her new character, but maybe they're saving that for after WrestleMania. Then, during the first hour, we saw Jacob Fatu defeat Drew McIntyre in what I thought was a pretty good match.
Mighty moonsault through the table.
I actually like Jacob Fatu. He's funny. I fuck with Jacob Fatu.
Jacob Fatu is definitely on the come up, and I wouldn't be surprised if they pass the big Mania torch to him soon. Like, I could easily see him and Breakker next year main eventing Mania, because realistically, by the end of the year, Breakker has to have won the big gold World Heavyweight Championship, and maybe they'll have Jacob Fatu continue on this babyface momentum, and he'll head into WrestleMania after winning the Royal Rumble in 2027. Because that, to me, feels like the next Cody Roman-esque Mania feud. Drew McIntyre was also bored out.
And I think I got Jacob over Brian Breaker though. He way more entertaining than Brian Breaker.
Work again during
Brian Breaker gotta get better at cutting promos.
this one. Happy WrestleMania, Levinsky. Shout out to both these men because they equally got shafted out of the WWE title picture, but they really did the best they could with the scraps they were left. Then, the match that opened Mania was the Vision and IShowSpeed versus LA Knight and the Usos. LA Knight WrestleMania win? Yeah!
Shout out Theory, Speed, BFT, cover by Knight. And Knight and the Usos win.
I'll take everything I can grasp onto when it comes to the megastar, yeah! And after the match, Logan Paul would turn on Speed, which leads to the Usos taking out Logan Paul.
Sends Paul into the ropes. 1D!
Not the best 1D I've ever seen, but okay.
The real highlight here was IShowSpeed suing on the post and diving through the announce table. Hey, Speed might actually have it, bro. I'm being for real. I'ma let the man cook, but respect. It was a pretty good opening performance for his career. But overall, this just didn't feel like Mania, at least for night one. It had a couple of moments, but really...
Dang, the fucking match was like 9 minutes. Like...
way too many ads.
Gang, why was the matches so short for real? Like, what was these niggas thinking? Like, what was y'all cooking up? Like, what the
breaks during fucking Mania, which is egregious. Now, I think we kind of knew this going in. Like, if we were looking at both night one and night two, we knew that night two was always the stronger card, so I'm hoping that tonight delivers more than last night did, although the bar is very, very low, so it would be tough to go ahead and mess this one up, but you never know with this company. And I know I've had this argument to death at this point, but I just think it's extra egregious and really tedious that this company's ticket prices continue to go up, and I know they can go ahead and still be like, well, you know, we're still breaking gates because the ticket prices are so high and people are still buying and going to the shows. There's always going to be that few that regardless they're going to go to Mania, and hey, it's not really on them. Like, this is again going back to
yeah, niggas, yeah, look at the crowd. It's just nothing but middle-aged white niggas. Niggas going to WrestleMania just for the kids, bro. Niggas just bringing their kids. The little rich white folks, they bringing their kids, bro. You look in the crowd, it's just a whole bunch of middle-aged white niggas, bro.
and the ticket prices. I'm not gonna get mad at people for wanting to go and enjoy professional wrestling if they enjoy it.
Like 50K attendance. Now, how many of them is kids? Like,
they enjoy, you know? But I think when we live in a landscape of this company, like charging so much for these shows, and Netflix is raising their prices, and everything is just getting so much more expensive for no real reason or justification, you just can't go ahead on your biggest show of the fucking year and have like 60% of it be adverts like this is an episode of SmackDown or SNME. You just can't fucking do that. And that Hulk Hogan shit, by the way, listen, respectfully, I get it, you're promoting the documentary, okay, but we did not need to see that much of that during Wrestle fucking Mania, dude. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought about Saturday night's main event, April 18th, 2026. The fact that
night 2 today, nigga, I want to see Brock versus Uber, and that's it. The rest of the shit that could piss off. I'm gonna see who went out of Roman and CM Punk, but I think that's gonna be a bad match because CM Punk is washed, you know. Like,